In this video, I'm going to show you how to restore a 2 of 3 multisig wallet from its configuration file. And for this video, we're going to assume that we only have 2 of the keys. So in a previous video, we set up a wallet with a ColdCard Mk4, a Ledger Nano S, and a Trezor 1. But in this video, we're going to assume that we only have 2 of those devices. We do have our backup file saved, and I have a fresh version of Sparrow Wallet downloaded, installed, and we're on the welcome screen right now. So we're just going to set up our configuration. Just like in the last video, we are going to connect to the public server. We'll just test our connection real quick. And we're connected. So we're going to hit create new wallet. And actually in this case, we're not going to name a new wallet. We're just going to hit cancel, and we're going to go to import wallet. So we have a bunch of different file formats saved, but we're just going to import the Sparrow file that we had saved previously. So I actually have in a folder called Classroom Nostr just for this video. And here's our Sparrow version, and we'll open that. Rather than this big long name, we're going to call this Classroom Restore. And hit create wallet. And we're going to do no password for this, just for the purpose of this video. Okay, one of the reasons why I chose this file is because we do have a few transactions in here. So you can see that they did actually come up. And if we go into our settings, we can see that this one was pre-configured with, like I said, the Ledger Nano S, the Trezor, and the ColdCard. So at this point, we've restored our wallet in Sparrow. The question is, can we actually sign a transaction from this? So that's what we're going to go through right now. So we're just going to send the transaction that we're going to build here is just going to be sending it to ourselves. So this would be like a UTXO consolidation, which we have a different video on. So we're going to send to that address that we just copied. This is just a test transaction, and we'll just do the maximum amount, which is only 9,000 sats. At this point, we're ready to create our transaction, and we're going to finalize it for signing. So there's 3 different types of ways you can sign a transaction in Sparrow. You can have an air-gapped wallet that you connect to by scanning QR codes. You have an air-gapped wallet that you connect to by uploading files back and forth, let's say from your ColdCard, which is what we're going to do. Or you can connect to a device connected through USB. So let's start with our Ledger. We're going to sign with that. So let's get our Ledger on. We are going to enter our PIN. Which is just 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll open the Bitcoin app, and now we're going to click sign with USB. And there is our Ledger Nano S. Click sign. Okay, so since this is the first time this wallet has needed to sign a transaction from our Ledger Nano S, we need to register the wallet. So that's what shows on the screen here. And it's just going through the policy of the wallet. We'll click approve. And now it's walking us through some information about the keys, which we're going to step through quickly here and approve. And now it's going to ask us to confirm if we are ready to spend from this wallet, which we are. And finally, it's going to ask us to confirm the amount that we're sending, the address we're sending it to, and also the fees. We're going to click accept and send. And there we go. We've signed with one of our 2 keys. So in order to sign from our ColdCard, because in this case we're restoring this wallet, I went ahead and assumed that we hadn't configured our ColdCard yet to interact with this wallet. So actually one of the first things we need to do is register this wallet on our ColdCard. So to do that, we take out the micro SD. I'll be plugging it into the computer. And when that comes up, we actually, on our desktop, is where we've saved our ColdCard files. So we're going to have, this is our ColdCard right here. We'll copy this onto our micro SD. And we'll put this back into our ColdCard. And now we can get our ColdCard up here. So when the ColdCard comes up, we're going to type in our PIN. Our PIN prefix in this case is 12. These are the words that we recognize from our past videos. And the rest of our PIN is just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is register that this multisig wallet. So we go down to settings, go to multisig wallets, and we're going to hit import from file. And again, there's only one file to pick from. It's the one that we just loaded onto the micro SD. There it is, Classroom Nostr. We'll click on that, and the ColdCard will register this wallet. All right, so now if we go back to our home screen, what we can do now, we can leave this plugged in, but we will need to take out the micro SD again. So what we're going to do is using these options, we're going to save the transaction first. It'll be a partially signed Bitcoin transaction, a PSBT. So we'll click Save Transaction, and we will save that right to our micro SD card. Test is the name of our transaction. Okay, once we have that saved, we'll put micro SD back into the ColdCard. And at this point, we are ready to sign, which is the option we have here. So we'll click Ready to Sign. And in this case, because this is such a small transaction size and the fees are greater than 10% of the total amount, just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go back one, and in our settings, we will change our max network fee to no limit. This will allow us to sign the transaction regardless of the size of the fees. So we'll click Ready to Sign. And it's seeing the PSBT. It's giving us a warning that the fees are high for the size of this transaction. And there it is. We've signed the transaction on the ColdCard. And we will load this file back into the computer by taking out the micro SD. And we're going to click Load Transaction in Sparrow. And here it is. You're always going to want to upload the one that has the dash part. That would be the signed version from your ColdCard. Click Open. Okay, and that's it. So we have signed our transaction at this point. In order to save the sats and not send this transaction, and we'll keep this wallet for future videos and exercises, I'm not going to broadcast the transaction, but I could click this and it would get sent out as a real Bitcoin transaction into the mempool. But instead, I'm just going to cancel it by hitting the X on our transaction there. And that is the end of this video.